one. You, right there, watching this video right now. You are the problem. And by problem, I mean a-hole. But that's okay, because everyone here is a-hole.
A-holes.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Just like a little tiny.
Yeah.
Little tiny one.
Yeah.
Not big.
A fraction.
Yeah, there's a
No.
little bit of a fraction of a fraction.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We've been here for 20 minutes. We couldn't think of a cold open. Welcome to the Staying on Topic podcast. Welcome to the Staying on Topic podcast. My name is Ruben.
I'm Vic.
My name is John.
And today we're doing something that I didn't think we'd be doing yet. It's something that I wasn't super sold on because I feel like everybody does it. Granted, everybody does it and it's super successful because I feel like a lot of people just aren't interested in what other people have to say.
Yeah.
So today we are doing Am I the A-hole Reddit reading.
Reddit thread. Yeah.
Yeah, like a bunch of different stories from a bunch of different people, maybe ranging in different topics from anime and gaming and just general life.
Yeah.
Mostly because at least for the stuff that we're into, there wasn't a whole lot of news.
Yeah.
It's been a very uneventful week for the things that we're into.
Kind of a still couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every now and then we'll get that. That's like a
It's inevitable.
yeah. There's gonna be weeks that are just not
No.
super interesting, or the things that did happen that we're interested in. They're not super newsworthy. I think
overarching.
Yeah, I think the most newsworthy thing that happened for me this week was Sonic 4 got announced, and there's a release date for it, with a logo and everything, and I'm like, cool.
Yep.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Comes out March 19th of 2027, so 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Um,
Quite a while.
Yeah, I mean it's a long time, but it's also not it's about the same length as it was from 2 to 3.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
So I'm like, okay, cool. I guess another thing that we'll kind of gloss over real quick. Me and Vic were at the San Antonio Regionals this past weekend. We weren't there very long though.
We were there for a day.
Yeah, we were there for a day. We got there kind of late, and then we didn't stay very long. I had other commitments, but it was fun. We had a good time for.
We watched a match.
Yeah, we watched a match or two, and then we played Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yep.
We played Yu-Gi-Oh at the Pokemon tournament.
Yep.
Which was funny
It's
because
great.
well, not only that, but gotta cough real quick. There was actually a lot of people who stopped and watched us.
Oh yeah.
There was a decent amount of people that would be like, "Are you guys playing Yu-Gi-Oh? Is this
I was
Yu-Gi-Oh?"
just gonna say, was it
even a judge?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and then they were talking about how it's kind of funny the consensus of Yu-Gi-Oh, because there's a lot of people that were like, this is the only game I haven't touched.
Yeah.
They would touch every other game, but Yu-Gi-Oh was the one.
Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yu-Gi-Oh was the one that they just wouldn't.
Yeah.
And
Which
it's
is crazy.
Completely understandable.
Yeah, because Yu-Gi-Oh nowadays is super convoluted, and there's all these. We've talked about it before. There's a bunch of chains and things and negates and stuff. But we played classic Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes.
Literally
It's the only Yu-Gi-Oh I can play.
yeah it's literally just the classic starter decks. We used the classic Kaiba, Yugi, and Joey decks. I had a Pegasus one, but some of the cards didn't show up. That's a completely different thing. I was a little upsetty about that. But if there's one thing I can say about old Yu-Gi-Oh, it's that there's at least back and forth to it.
Yeah.
There were times where I was like, oh man, we're completely out of this. But then we'd give us the homie drop.
The homie drop.
Vic gave me a homie drop, and all of a sudden I was back into it. Same thing with Vic and our friend Josh. He gave him I think 2 homie drops, or was it 2 or 1?
He gave me 1. I gave you 2.
Yeah, you gave me 2. Because my hand was real bad, but he gave you 1.
He gave me 1.
And you almost came back. You almost won.
Oh my God, he had a trap.
Yeah, he had the trap card that dealt 500 for each of your
monsters I controlled.
monsters you that controlled. And you got a little greedy, trying to go for the
There
kill.
was nothing else to do. I could have probably waited for a D-spell.
Yeah, you probably could.
Or the trap one. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was the other one.
But yeah, I would say overall for the
one of
amount
the
of
trap
time
ones?
for the amount of time that we were there, I thought we had a good time.
It was fun. I got a Tepic keychain.
Yeah, I bought Vic a Tepic keychain because I wanted Vic to have something to remember the event by. So I was like, Vic, you can pick whatever you want. That's reasonably priced.
It was my fire starter in black and white.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
granted, I was also the one who was like, hey, here's a Tepic because I like Tepic. I think Tepic's cool.
It was great. I was looking for Sylveon, but they only have the big ones, and I'm like, I'm not getting that big one.
There was also I was also looking for like Jirachi plushes or just anything with Jirachi on it
Jirachi.
because I love Jirachi. I think Jirachi is the coolest like little mythical Pokemon ever. And the crazy thing was I saw like a little Jirachi plush, and I was like, oh, I'll think about it. And then I like went to like all the different booths. I made like the round trip.
We did a round
going
trip,
going to it, and then I was like, oh man, I'm gonna go back to that booth
Couldn't
and
find it.
You have it anymore?
So
You almost gaslit yourself.
yeah, I was like, was this the booth that had the Jirachi thing?
You were like,
so then
did it
I
even exist?
Yeah, so I go and I'm like looking for this like Jirachi. It's like a little Jirachi plush. Yeah. Like it's literally like maybe like less than the size of my hand. And I was like, I don't know why, I just want it. So I go and I look and I'm like, I can't find it at this one booth. And I'm like 90% sure this was the booth. So I go and I check some of the surrounding booths, and I'm like, no, they don't have anything here. Why this wouldn't be the booth that was at? So then I start going to like every other booth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did this Jirachi plush even exist?
You were going crazy.
Yeah, I was like, did I gaslight myself into thinking this Jirachi plush was here? I was
You
like,
end up finding it?
no.
we went back to the original booth.
So I went back to the original booth that I was at.
Oh, man.
Because the lady who was working there saw that I was in like distress.
Like a fugue, like,
yeah, I was like, "Where's this thing?" And she goes, "Can I help you with anything?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually." I was like, "Did you guys have like any Jirachi plushes?" And she's like, "We did, but we sold one."
Oh.
And I was like, I mean, I'm upset that I couldn't get it, but I'm so glad I didn't gaslight myself because I was like, does this thing exist?
You were this close to convincing yourself that you had made that up.
Yeah, I was like, no, there's no way. I was like, but did I? Because I was like, no, surely this plush exists. And I was like, where could it have been? And then like I kept searching. I went back and forth. I was getting like it was hot in there, so I was like going back and forth. I started getting a little flustered, and I was getting a little hot. And I was like, where's this plush? Did I make it up? Is this thing exist? And I was just like, geez, because like the only other Jirachi plush was there.
It was
at the booth that I bought the packs that we're gonna open later. It was $80, and I was like,
that's a bit much.
yeah, I was like, that's a bit much. I don't want to pay $80 for this.
For the same size?
No, it's about this big. It's about a little bit bigger than Bidoof.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bigger
Yeah,
than
but
Janine.
$80. Jesus.
Yeah, but I mean, it was
It's a convention plush.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good quality. But yeah, I like gaslit myself into thinking that this plush didn't exist. And then, like finally it comes to like, oh yeah, no, it existed.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. I can go on with the rest of my day.
That was a great journey to have.
Yeah. So that was my little like little bit of distress at the original. Also, there was a booth, and I don't remember the name of the booth, but I just want to bring it up because it was the thing we talked about last week. They had like a bunch of prismatic.
Oh yeah, they did.
They had like I think like maybe like 15
Show me a
prismatic.
picture.
Like 130 or something.
Yeah, $130 prismatic evolution
I was like,
TTBs.
oh my god.
And I was just like, well, that's
There
the market.
There they are.
Yeah, that's the market.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
you know,
$80 over retail.
and granted, here's the thing: that is their MO. They are allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know,
Whatever.
because granted, again, we said this last week. That's just the market right now.
It's just the market.
Yeah.
If you're willing to pay that, cool.
Go for it. It's
You
your money.
shouldn't. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's your money. Again, watch last week's episode if you want to hear our take on the prismatic evolution stuff. But yeah, that was our little San Antonio Pokemon Regionals journey. Shout out to Henry Chow.
Winner.
Yeah, he won the whole thing about a couple hours ago at the time of this recording
Yeah.
with Gardevoir.
Second win because he also won in.
Yeah, it's sometime last year. So yeah,
No. For this run, I think he won. I think he was in another city. I forget which.
Yeah,
one.
that's what I'm saying. It's like
I think Toronto.
Yeah, it's yeah, but I think it was like this past season.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, last year you mean? Like
Yeah,
actually.
last year. Alex Szymanski took second with Palkia Terapagos. I was rooting for Alex. I really like him. I think he's a cool dude. Doesn't know I exist.
He almost won.
Yeah, he almost won. I legit thought he was going to win, but then there was part of me that was like, oh, he's playing like. I think he's playing a little too safe.
He
he
fumbled a bit.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
and granted, he's a better player than I will probably ever be.
Sure.
So I'm like, surely he's like he knows what he's doing. But there was a part of me that was like, I feel like you're waiting a little too long to like do this one thing.
What was he running?
Terapagos,
Terapagos,
EX, Palkia, V-Star. It's a very popular. I shouldn't say it's very popular, but it was a deck. No Regidrago V-Stars in Top Cut, which was
No.
crazy.
It was very.
Yeah, Regidrago V-Star lists, which is crazy because I think that was the most played deck at the regional.
Yeah.
It was like I think like somewhere between like 350 and 400 plus maybe decks that were.
Yeah, I think it was like 20. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
because I believe
a lot.
there was like 2,400 Masters players, like over 2,400 Masters players, which is crazy.
It's a lot.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, the event hall showed that it was just that many. There's a lot of people there.
It was packed.
Because we had gotten there right before I think round 3 started.
Yeah.
And like that was like the worst because everyone's like strutting to like get to their like spot, like their little booth table, and like everyone's like running into each other and just
yeah.
But yeah, congratulations to Henry for winning. He gets $10,000. That's cool. And I believe he also gets a invite to Worlds.
Yeah.
Because he won.
Yeah.
I think it's just how Pokemon is. But congratulations to Henry. He'll probably not watch this, but congratulations. Hats off to you. But yeah, that was it. At least for that. It's been a very busy week for me, as I've stated. My social battery is dead.
Yeah.
Like, I had a bunch of things going on, and then like the regional day, I had the regional in the morning, and then I had to go to Saturday night's main event later that night, and then the days before I had to go to TNA. TNA was running shows here in San Antonio Thursday and Friday.
Right? Yeah.
2 is it's basically like a bulk. It was like there was one live show, and then I think they recorded like 2 or 3 episodes of TV, because that's usually what they do. They'll do like one live show, and then they'll do like a bunch of bulk recordings for like the next month, and then they'll just keep doing that. But that was fun. It was really fun. I went with my cousin and our mutual friend Jacob. We just had a good time. It was fun. It was interesting to see the type of fans that because the way I was talking to one of them, because the people on Thursday were a little bit more talkative than the people on like Friday, just in terms of like speaking like about like wrestling, like what we like, what we don't like, who we're rooting for. Because like the thing about TNA, the TNA fans is that there's like the WWE fans or like the casual fans, then there's the AEW fans that are like they'll probably watch WWE, but they're like more hardcore, and then there's like the TNA fans who are like more hardcore than just the AEW fans, because AEW, you have to pay to watch AEW. They have like their own subscription service, so it's like the
pay-per-view.
Yeah, granted, I don't pay to watch it, but I was just like, the Hardys are there. I'm gonna go. And that's like I would say like 75% of the people that were going to the event were going because the Hardys were there. Because a lot of people left after the Hardys match. Or like once the show left, or once the show went off the air, they just go home.
So did you go to AEW or TNA?
TNA.
Oh,
I was just using AEW as an example.
Oh, okay.
I will say this though, I didn't know anybody on the. I shouldn't say I didn't know anybody. I didn't know a lot of the people on the TNA roster, but everybody on that roster impressed me. Like, God, I don't remember his first name, but there's this guy. His name is Slater, and he one of his things is like he does this, like he jumps over the turnbuckle to the outside, and he does like a corkscrew, and then like lands on people, and he did like twice in the 2 days, and it just looks so impressive. Like if I had to, like
jumps from inside the ring over.
So from inside the ring to the outside over the turnbuckle. Yeah, it's crazy. It was insane. Like I wish I got it on video, because that would have been awesome. But I'm sure I could just find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But he really impressed me. And then obviously, I shouldn't say obviously. I don't think we talked about it. TNA and WWE now have like their whole partnership thing that they're doing. It's like a signed done deal. I don't know how many years it's going to be for. But they're sending people back and forth. I say WWE is NXT, which is still WWE. But they had NXT superstars on the show, and I was really worried that the people that they were going to bring over were going to be like the names that nobody really cares about on NXT.
Right.
But they actually brought in people like with name value.
Oh, okay.
Cora Jade, Wes Lee. They brought the NXT Tag Team Champions, and they defended their belts like twice. Spoilers for future TV. They did defend their titles again against a different team.
Hey, there we go.
I won't say who won, but it's NXT, so you could probably guess. But yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I had a really good time. But like I said, after 3 days of just because I don't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
So like after 3 days of just being around people and having to talk to people and just general interaction, my social battery was drained.
Very drained.
I watched a couple of clips from the Saturday night main event on YouTube, or people posting on TikTok, YouTube, whatever. And what was the one that I saw it just right before I came outside. It was Shawn Michaels kicking.
Oh yeah, he did the Sweet Chin music to Kevin Owens.
To Kevin Owens. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah, he was there. It was pretty fun. That show was about as good as I expected it to be. Because like
did you expect it to be bad or?
I didn't. I thought it would be okay. Like the problem with like something like Saturday Night's Main Event is that there was like how many title matches? There was 3 title matches on it, but like I knew who was gonna win because like it's the week before the Rumble. They're not gonna give anybody a, especially because it's not only is it the week before the Rumble, it's like 3 months before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So unless they're really gonna like do like a big swerve, nobody's losing their titles. Like they're probably gonna save that all that.
You
for
said
like,
3 months before?
Yeah, because like
Oh, that's right.
yeah, February, March, April's
April.
April's Mania.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which hopefully, if all goes well, we'll do an episode on WrestleMania.
Yeah. Royal Rumble's just next week.
Yes.
Okay.
And we will be doing a video.
We
on that.
will be
Yep.
doing a video on
We'll be
that.
doing
Which
a
one?
podcast review. Probably not like my Sonic review where it was just a big recap.
Yeah. Whoa.
I'm not
Hey.
recapping the whole Rumble.
Hey, that was a good recap.
It was fun. It was-
Yeah,
it was
but I'm not
okay.
going to be like, oh, so X came out number 1, and then
Yeah.
I probably won't even remember.
We're probably gonna do it like how we did.
Yeah, probably like
Survivor.
we'll probably take notes just so we're a little bit more
Yes.
prepared. Because literally we recorded that like right after watching it, so we
Yeah.
didn't have like all of our collective thoughts.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I needed
we'll
a
have-
little time to collect my thoughts, and that's
Yeah.
why my brain was everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will collect our thoughts and then record that. But yeah, that's basically been the weekend. I don't know. Did you guys do anything? Well, you went to the regional, obviously.
I went
but,
to the
like,
original. No, I didn't really do much. I just watched Agatha all along. That's about it.
Oh, did you enjoy it?
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, I thought I wasn't gonna like it.
It was. Yeah, it's
Same.
surprising.
Like I thought it was gonna be one of those things because like it's Agatha and then she was from WandaVision and I was like,
Yeah.
WandaVision's okay.
It's like it's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a spin-off of a spin-off.
So
right?
Yeah.
it's just like, okay.
But I think it's because I don't know, maybe it's just I realized like Catherine Hahn is just a really good actress.
Oh, she's great.
Like she's super good in the show.
She's great.
Yeah.
And then a whole bunch of the other actors that were also there. A lot of them have a background in theater, so it's like,
That's cool.
all right.
I'm glad you liked it because
You really-
you hadn't watched it yet.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
hadn't
no.
watched it,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't
I thought it
watch
was okay. I thought it was good.
I have.
I liked it better than WandaVision.
Whoa, for sure.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's about it. Nothing too crazy has happened to me other than the regional thing.
Well, I guess if I want to ask anything, did you enjoy yourself?
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I just like because that was like my main concern. I was like, because like Vic kind of knows how to play Pokemon, and he's like kind of into card games. He's at least learning.
Yes.
So I was really afraid. I was like, oh, he's gonna show up. He's not gonna have a good time. Because I am one of those people where it's like I just want people like if I take somebody to something, I just want them to have a good time.
It was fun. It was fun. I could follow what was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understood that what was happening. Did I understand everything? No, but that's to be a given.
Yeah, because there was times during the streamer match because like, they have the actual stream match on stage, but then they show what's going on.
There's a screen in front of us. Yeah.
So like, sometimes we'd be like, hey, what happened? And I'd be like, I just have to explain.
We're
Like,
like,
okay, this is the thing that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few times, but he explained it. I was like, oh.
Yeah, but I'm glad you had a good time because again, that's my whole thing. Is like if I take somebody to go do something, I'd like them to have a good time. Like I don't want people to like not have a good time.
Well, when it's especially something when you like that thing.
Yeah, because you want
You want to have that experience. You want to have that shared experience, that shared fun.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't have fun, you're like, it may be like, wow, well, did you not have the same fun because you just don't like it,
I
or
guess I suck.
what?
I
What?
guess I suck, man.
Oh yeah.
it's like I guess if I want to talk about wrestling again, my friend Jacob brought a friend. His name was Felix. Shout out to Felix. He was a cool dude.
Did he like wrestling, or was
Well,
he just-
that was his first wrestling show.
Oh,
So it was kind of weird to like
yeah.
experience that because like I it's been a while since I've had to like be there for someone's like first wrestling show.
Yeah.
So like while we're in line to like just get in, before that we like on the drive there, we were having to explain to him like, hey,
The story.
not the stories, but like just like, hey, these are the things that people might do. So like the this is awesome chant or the like just basic chants.
Yeah.
And then like as we got in the line, that's when we had to start explaining like, hey, this is like a story, and this is who you should be booing, this is who you should be like doing that. But then like we got into a conversation with a guy like who was in front of us, and he used the term jobber, and I had to explain to him what a jobber was. I was like, okay,
What's a jobber?
so the way I explained it was like if John Cena got into a match with John. John's not winning that match.
No.
John's probably losing in like 2 minutes.
Ah,
John is the jobber.
I understand 100% what that term means.
Most of the time, it's used like
So
when
let somebody get one over.
Yeah, when somebody
on-
is like, say, like, again, I'll use you two as an example, right? Say you're debuting on Monday Night Raw next week. They want to make you look important and strong.
Okay.
So John's going to lose to you in 2 minutes. You're going to hit all your big moves,
Yeah.
and you're going to look like a star.
Do all my
I'm the
signatures.
jobber.
Yeah, and he's jobbing
You're
you.
working a job.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
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 So that's basically what a jobber is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Again, not super important, but then like other people started doing like catchphrases that superstars do.
Yeah.
Like there's people. This guy who was doing a Stone Cold impression,
Oh,
and he was doing the just a promo, but like where people say the what,
Yeah.
like in between.
What?
So then I was like, okay, so it was funny. Like I was explaining it, I was like, okay, so there's this guy named Stone Cold Steve Austin. Everybody likes him, but he does this thing where in between when he talks, people chant what, and I find it annoying. Everybody likes it, but I think it's annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
So
really?
yeah, I think it's
Oh.
super obnoxious. Like because like a lot of
It's one of my favorite things. I love it so
here's
much.
the thing, it's fun to do, but a lot of people use it. I like how the topic has now just turned to this, and it's like nothing that we're gonna do.
It does
later.
not matter.
But I know it doesn't
Staying
matter.
on topic doesn't matter. Yeah.
But a lot of people use it as like a way to say, hey, the thing that's going on in the ring is boring.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't know. Sometimes it detracts from like the story that they're trying to tell, and I'm just like, just let them say what they're trying to say,
Yeah.
so that it can feel impactful instead of going what,
Using somebody else.
What?
Yeah, that's true.
what, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
And then somebody had did like a rock impression. I was like, okay, so this is a guy named Dwayne.
Have you ever seen movies?
Yeah, he's the guy.
He's that guy.
Yeah, so it was weird having to like explain like things, like just things that I just know are like to me are just like it's just knowledge now. It's like
Yeah.
I don't think too like I don't give it a second thought. It's just like hey, this is the thing, and there's a things that happen. And then like one of the things I also had to explain to him was like, hey, there might be, and this actually ended up happening in the show. I was like, hey, there are certain things in, because I think he had brought his friend had brought up like, so what happens if like somebody like that's like not a wrestler like gets hurt or something like that? And I was like, okay, so 9 times out of 10, if somebody say like somebody's in a security outfit and they get in the ring, 9 times out of 10 they're not real security. They're maybe some local talent or some enhancement talent from like NXT, and they just give them a security outfit and they go in and they get beat up, to like add to like the mystique, which ended up happening on the show. Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman, the match got called off, and he started going a little too far in injuring Braun Strowman, and they ended up getting security. And Jacob Fatu goes and grabs a chair, and then the security comes down, and as the security guy comes in, Jacob Fatu just throws the chair at his face. And I was like, this is insane, but this is really funny. So I was like, that's a practical thing. I was like, and I turned to him and I was like, okay, that guy is not a security guard. Yeah. He's just a person that exists. Like that's all it is. But yeah, it was weird, like having to explain, like just wrestling, like to somebody who like doesn't get wrestling, which is crazy because like even like one of my other friends, I think she found out like who, I don't even remember the context of what was going on, but I think she sent me something that had to do with Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
And because a lot of people are like, oh my god, Rhea Ripley, she's so beautiful, and like granted, yes, but like, she had said something, and I was like, well, you should just try watching wrestling, and she's like, yeah, but like, isn't it like super like, don't you have to like know stuff from the past? I'm like, no, I was like, you really don't, like, and that's what I was explaining to him. I was like, if you want to actually start watching wrestling, you can just do it.
Just start now,
Because literally they will explain everything to you as if you like because they have to.
There's a whole recap.
Yeah, not even just because the whole recap. It's because they have to. For people like that, it's like, hey, I want to start, but it seems like overbearing.
Yeah.
It's like they have to treat every show like it's somebody's first show. So they're going to tell you everything that you need to know, even though somebody like me already knows that. Mm-hmm. Because, if Joe Schmo wants to watch Friday Night SmackDown, he's going to need to know what happened last week or like a month ago. So they'll just have to tell you that. Yeah. So like honestly, if anybody is watching this and you're like, are even just like intrigued by wrestling or like it's just something that you've been thinking about wanting to do, just do it.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. It's not that overbearing. They will teach you.
They know new people start watching all the time, so it's not like an issue of like they're going to make it hard for you to get into it. It's going to be, you know.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a thing, and you're gonna be able to do it, and just like honestly, just do it. Like, because not only is it super easy to get to, wrestling is just fun. Like,
it is.
Because like at the end of the day, or at the end of the event, I was like, "Did you at least have a good time?" You know, he was like, "Yeah, I thought it was really entertaining. It was really fun." And the thing about WWE, right? Regardless of how you feel about like the actual like wrestling, it always looks like a big thing. It just looks grand. Mm-hmm. Like even if like not a whole lot's going on, it just feels like a big thing and a big deal.
Yeah.
Just because they do spectacle stuff really well. You know, obviously WrestleMania, you know, they go all out for that. You know, everything looks like $1 million when you know have the backing of like the WWE. You know, probably $1 billion company at this point. And yeah, it's just it's a fun time. You know, like I said, we're gonna be covering the Rumble, so look forward to that.
Look forward to it. It'll be, should be pretty fun. Royal Rumbles are always pretty fun.
Yeah, Vic, have you seen a Royal Rumble? Because I know your sister has.
Oh boy, Royal Rumble, like the show itself, I'm not even sure. I remember like a long time ago because my dad used to watch also wrestling, and he had like illegally downloaded some wrestling videos. I don't remember where or when, but he just had like a blank CD with the word WrestleMania or something, or SmackDown 2000, like early 2000, like summer or something. I forget. It was like a summer thing. And I remember watching, like he had like multiple of those videos. So I remember watching shows, right? They just never stuck.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll probably put
it. Probably just watching people wrestle. And that was
people hit each other. Cool.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll probably put we made Vic watch the Royal Rumble for the first time in the title.
Well, I mean,
because that'll probably get clicks.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember what those were.
Yeah.
What those other ones were.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but right before we get to the actual thing that we're doing, there was also one thing that happened at Saturday Night's Main Event that I just thought was kind of funny. It made me laugh like really bad.
Yeah.
There was I don't know if it was a dad and his son or if it was a little brother and his big brother.
Yeah.
But the kid, and this is what I love about wrestling in terms of like children getting into it. This kid clearly like thought it was real.
Yeah.
And he's probably like 7 or 8. And I'm like, there's a part of me that's like, man, I wish I was still like that, or I could just like
the wonder.
Yeah, like because there's something to it. But like he would like shout at I think it was during the Sheamus and Braun Breaker match. He would like shout like go Sheamus, and like he would shout stuff at Braun Breaker, and then I legit hear from like the corner of my ear, he goes, I think his brother tells him something. He's like, "Is it okay if I say that?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Kick his ass, Sheamus."
Yes. Yes.
I was like, dude, that has permission to say kick his ass. I was like, that's so adorable. That's really funny though.
The child is going places.
Yeah. Because I remember, I think it was like 2013, 2014. At this point, I know wrestling is fake, obviously. But I remember going to an event and me and my brother were like talking about the spots. And then I think at one point we like made fun of the idea of wrestling being fake. And there's this kid like maybe 3 rows in front of us. He just like turns around and looks at us with the most like sad face because we kind of just broke the illusion for him.
Yeah.
And I was like, at the time, I think I thought it was funny, but looking back, I'm like, man, I broke the illusion for that kid, and like I feel really bad about it.
Yeah.
Like that's why now like I try not to talk about it like that, or if I do, I try to keep it like really quiet.
Right.
Because I remember going. Another funny thing. God, I love wrestling. It was Friday Night SmackDown. I think 2-ish years ago. John Cena showed up. And I knew John Cena was going to be there. I even think they advertised it, but I don't remember. But there was a kid, and we were in the merch line. And the kid was like 9 years old.
Yeah.
And somehow in the conversation with like me, my brother, and my dad, and him and his mom, I was like, oh, wow, he's 9? I was like, I was 9 when I went to my first show. So like we kind of talked about that.
Yeah.
And then at the time I was like, WWE's fine. You know, it is what it is. It's pretty good, but like it's not like overbearing. But I said, oh yeah, I'm just here for John Cena. And the mom kind of goes, because she didn't tell the kid that John Cena was going to be there. So I go, so me being a genius, I'm go, well, I don't actually know if John Cena's here. I mean, we can't see him. I was like, for all we know, I don't actually know if he's going to be here. That's just me assuming. I was like, even if it was here, like we wouldn't know. You can't see him.
Yeah.
So the mom kind of like looks back at me and my brother, and she's like, "Thank you." I was like, "No problem."
Dang, that's
good
save.
But yeah, I was like, yeah, it's just I don't know. These are nice wrestling memories that I have.
So
some nice, some not so nice.
Ruben crushing dreams.
Yeah,
we're staying on topic, right? As we always do. I've been, just to give a little, I don't know what I've been doing lately. I'm creating a new campaign for us and a couple other friends, and it's been like a 2-year kind of thing coming up with, and I was thinking the other day, it's like, man, I could have had this done a long time ago, but after like a year and a half of work, my computer died, crashed everything. I didn't save anything. So anyways, I'm starting to build it back up again, and I just one topic just keeps coming up all the time, watching videos and TikToks and stuff, because I'm trying to get it set up to where we can play remotely if y'all ever have issues or whatever. So we can have people there, and there digitally or whatever, and just keep coming across this topic of people like not showing up to games. And I've always thought that's been like, I mean, not to get into it too much, but like I've always had the issue with that is like the amount of times this happens where people don't like take into consideration, like the amount of time someone puts into doing something, creating a world, or like taking time to like, I'm going to help you make characters, and then just be like, oh, well, yeah, we're not going to show up today. So we've never really, with our group, never really run into that too much, but it's mainly, you see, I'm just saying I've been seeing it a lot lately, and as you see DMs posting like, oh, look, I had something planned today, for a group I've been playing with for 6 years, and nobody showed up. And it's just like, wow, that's kind of harsh. It's like, that's got to be like not the first time that's happened. You know what I mean? It's like, gotta find some better friends, man. I don't know why that's been bothering me, but that's all I've been doing. I'm
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, if there's for whatever reason,
what
it never happens that I can't come in, I'll just call you on my phone.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey, roll for me. Tell me what's happening.
Yeah, no, that's not an issue. We'll get you on the phone and have your picture.
Like, I'm playing now. You roll.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. I'm gonna have it set up to where we can, if we need to connect digital remotely, you can roll dice, and I'll have it all set up nicely. So, I'm doing it both ways because I want us to have this campaign for a long time. And but yeah, I don't know why. I just saw that today. It was just this one post bothered me.
Yeah, but no, I get that. Like I'm one of those people who like I need to know stuff in advance. Mm-hmm. So like, but that's just like in everything, right? I'm one of those people. It's like I don't know if I ever talked about this before. I hate surprises. Like I hate not knowing stuff.
Yes,
like
not knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah, I need to know what's going on. That's why I like when we do D&D, because like it's like, okay, Sunday at this time, for the most part.
Yeah.
Like I know it's at this time we're going to be doing this thing, and it's going to be like for this long, and
for approximately this long.
So for the most part, I really know. I know what's gonna happen now. I'm assuming the person who made that post like told them in advance, like, hey, this is this is the deal. Please show up. We're doing it on this day. And if nobody showed up and you got the advance, and I mean, granted, for all we know, we don't know, the whole story. For maybe you just assume people will remember. Yeah. For all we know, he didn't give him a reminder. But I always feel like if you tell me something, in advance, and it's like important to you, or it's like just this thing that needs to be done, and I consciously just like forget or just don't do it, I feel bad. And like I just think it's on me at that point, that I didn't fulfill the thing that was supposed to be doing, because I hear that, and I'm like, man, these guys sure sound like assholes. And we're back from that cut. Hopefully it was good. I didn't do it. It's not like we got interrupted by a phone call or anything. Anyway, before that happened, we were going to segue into our next segment, which is going to be the main topic of the segment, which is a Reddit thread.
Are you the asshole?
Yeah. Basically, are you the a-hole? Granted, I didn't really want to do this. I shouldn't say I didn't want to do it. We didn't have anything better to do. It's a lot of the stuff that we're into. It's kind of like a dry spell, slow week. Yeah, and I didn't want to go too into the wrestling thing because the Saturday night, like I said, Saturday night's main event was fine at best. The TNA thing was live, and then they did a bunch of stuff for future episodes. So I was I don't want to talk about that because that's spoilers.
Right.
We really did just do the recap of our regional experience. It wasn't a whole lot. We weren't there very long.
It was 5 hours.
Yeah, but granted, we did a lot in 5 hours.
We did a lot of hours.
But still, it's just it is what it is. So we're oh, God, we have nothing to talk about. And then I was oh, why don't we just do Am I the Asshole? It seems like a lot of people like to do that. Mm-hmm. And it's just fun to see people's stories and hear
see what they're doing.
Because 9 times out of 10, the person who's am I the thing? Yeah, you are the thing.
Probably.
So we're just gonna read some, or I should say we. John's gonna read some, and then me and Vic and John will give our opinions.
We'll see.
We'll do the main thing, and then if there's any preceding updates or anything, any context that needs to be, because sometimes the people, the original poster
will update,
or they'll give people added context that they left out, stuff like that. So I guess with that, we'll go with the first one. That's another thing. Me and Vic don't know anything. We're reacting to this, I guess, in real time.
Yes.
So we have no idea what's going on. So I guess with that, we'll start with this first one.
All right. So we're going to be going through a couple of Am I the A-hole threads here. So let's get started with the first one. This one is Am I the A-hole for telling my brother to stop talking about anime? Okay. A little bit of a lengthy one, but I'm going to run through it real fast. My 22 female brother, 18 male, is on the spectrum and often doesn't pick up on basic social cues. This means when he's not picking up on a social cue, I have to spell it out for him. Hey man, mom's mad at you because you told dad a secret she obviously didn't want you to tell. Or brother, it's seen as impolite to talk about our dog's anal glands at the dinner table. These are conversations I would have somewhat often. The reason I don't have them more often is because he always flips out whenever we have to have this conversation. This just happened as I was in the living room watching TV when my mom and brother came through the front door. My brother was deep into explaining this anime to her that I could tell by the look on her face that she did not want to hear about, and had probably been listening to the whole car ride home. Now, to be fair, my family comes from a long lineage of yappers. We will spend hours in the family room just chatting. But typically, when we want to talk someone's ear off, I'm fully aware they would rather not hear and try to make it brief, but at least get the main points out. My brother, on the other hand, talks like he's filming a podcast about anime. No narrative stone left unturned, every little detail included. So it sounded like this. So then what happened is she collected all the jewels she needed, which her brother, by the way, is a magic farmer, which he had trauma about a couple episodes prior, which led to his villain arc where he became a gay warlock with his cousin's familiar, and this is where I stop him. Dude, I don't want to be rude, but come on, wrap it up. And he said, oh, you don't want to listen? And she goes, no, I'm tired and trying to watch my show. He says, okay, that's fine. I'll talk to mom about it. He then literally turns 45 degrees to mom and starts yapping. I interrupt again because I know it's really annoying, because now it's really annoying me. You did not just keep talking, but in a different direction. He said, if you don't want to listen, then don't listen, he says. Dude, I'm literally forced to listen right now. He then crashes out yelling, I guess no one wants to listen to me. I guess no one cares. Seems like no one cares about what I have to say. Afterwards, my mom shot me a sympathetic look. I know I was pretty rude, which might be why I was the asshole, but it really is an unstoppable force whenever he's yapping about a show. So, am I the asshole? I wouldn't say.
I don't know. When I start talking about stuff that I'm very passionate about,
mm-hmm.
I do tend to yap. So I can sympathize with that. And you said he's on the spectrum?
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not too attuned with people on the spectrum. But this guy obviously seems very passionate about this anime. I'm actually curious to know what the anime is.
I tried to guess what it is from just that little snippet. I'm like, I don't think I even know.
I didn't. There's so many that could have related to like 12 different animes just right off the head.
For a farmer became a gay familiar. What is going on in this anime?
Yeah,
but I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't think he is either. But like, it's also one of those things where it's like,
why don't she think? I don't think she's the asshole or the a-hole. That's what she was asking.
Yeah.
Well, because it doesn't say that like she like screamed at him. It was just
she was just telling him, "Hey, wrap
like,
it up." You know, it's like you've done it enough, and this
Yeah.
is kind of annoying. And you know,
I mean, they're siblings, right? I mean, siblings are gonna.
And she also acknowledges that like the whole family is kind of like that.
yeah.
And again, going back to the brother, I don't know. Maybe it's just something he can't control.
True. She said he can't really take social cues. So I mean, that in and of itself kind of answers the whole like, you know, there's a reason that it's happening.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. Yeah.
But I could see how it could be like kind of annoying, at least for like the sister.
Yeah.
You know, because you know she did kind of say like, hey, you know, wrap it up, or like can you like stop. And then he immediately kind of like goes.
Yeah. If you don't want to listen to me,
to
then
the mom.
Yeah.
And like for all we know, I don't know if like did it say like the mom was kind of like over it.
Oh yeah. From the time she walked in the door.
Yeah. So like she's also kind of like having to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old is the?
Because she was like she's 26, right? And
22 and he's 18.
He's 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not an asshole for me.
Yeah. I don't think
Not
so.
an
Either.
asshole for me.
Yeah. What did the comments say?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
What do the people say here?
I think most of the comments. Let me see. I gotta scroll down a little bit here. Most of the comments. Wow.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Most of the comments are, "You're the a-hole.
Wow.
Your frustrations are valid. You're fully aware he's on the spectrum and struggles with social cues." So for that's pretty much what most of.
Yeah, but
pretty much every person, or it's not that many. It's only like 5 or 6 comments, but every person is, you know, hey, he's on the spectrum, so you're the a-hole.
That shouldn't be like a ticket of like, oh, get out of jail free. Like
that's what I'm thinking too.
He's 18, right? Like at this point, like be like a little mindful about that stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, I'm not in the spectrum, so.
Someone said, "Sorta, you're the a-hole," and he said, "You and your mom should try more polite ways to end the conversation, you know, with him instead of just like getting too." But at the point of someone going on for an hour's worth of talking, you know,
and then already get told once.
Yeah, or twice, 5 times. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, well, that's all the comments pretty much saying you're you know.
Yeah, I think it's hard because it's like, again, like he's on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And like, you can't really get mad at him for that.
No, yeah.
But like at the same, like looking at like what Vic said, it's like you can't use that as like a get out of jail free card. But again, we don't deal with it.
Yeah, we're not on the spectrum.
We're not on the spectrum.
So
you know, I've had to deal. I haven't had to deal with too many people like on the spectrum. And when I do, I kind of handle it pretty well. But yeah, I could see why people think that she's the asshole.
It's a very 50-50 here.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
I mean, the safe answer is like nobody's in the right? Because it's like, yes, you should maybe possibly be able to tell him that, because clearly like the mom and the sister like were kind of over it. So, but again, he doesn't know how to read social cues, so it's just like he to him it's probably like, oh, they're just listening to me talk.
Yeah.
But and again, you can't like blame him for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of a slippery slope. I would say like
at that point, just learn how to tune him out.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, most people that are in that situation, that's what most people do. You know, they have to learn when to ignore things and when to don't, you know, when to have to try to deal with it. I mean, it just depends on how loud is it, one, you know, two, but that's also with time, right? Of like teaching, you know, hey, you know, cool, you know, right now you have 2 hours, you know, tell me about something, you know?
Yeah.
And
I don't know. Like I said, I think it's very middle.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It depends on who you ask, clearly. Yeah. It's not one of those things where like she's in the wrong and then like them.
It's not overtly to one side or the other.
And I don't even really think it was really that bad of a thing to begin with. I mean, I don't, you know what I mean? You know, I don't even think it warranted being, you know, as on the a-hole. You know?
Yeah, and again, like I said, it's like when you're passionate about something and like you really like something, it's like you just want other people.
I do the same thing when I'm passionate. I sit here and talk, and you get that little people's eyes gloss over, and it's like, okay, maybe I've been talking too long. So I understand it.
Also, another factor is that they're siblings.
Yeah.
They're not complete strangers.
Then,
so
yeah,
you can be a little.
You're gonna be annoying to each other.
A
Yeah.
little bit more. Yeah, you know.
All right.
All right, let's go on to the next one.
Yeah.
All right, so
Still want to know what the anime was though.
Yeah,
I don't know. It didn't say. So
Maybe somebody can write it in our comments.
Yeah, you know.
Like, what was that?
If you've
What
ever
genre was
seen
that?
anime, I don't know. I watched a lot of anime. I've never seen that
yeah.
anime. So we have not another kind of anime-ish one. So am I the a-hole for thinking that it is okay to watch this kind of anime girl during dinner? So he goes, "Hello, I'm setting the scene. I'm playing a game called Nick, which is quite sexy. My girlfriend has never forbidden me to play it. At Christmas dinner with the in-laws, I'm pretty sure it's like, I think it's a gacha game.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
I
You know which one it is.
it's
Yeah,
exactly.
I've seen it once or twice. But okay, at Christmas dinner with the in-laws. Christmas dinner with the in-laws. I get a notification to spin a wheel to win the in-game items. On a website, since not in the game, since everyone's on their phones, I figure why not do it? Because it's not the real game. It's like he got an ad, for one of the other things, and it shouldn't have any sexy things on it. He said, I'm having fun spinning the wheel, and the sister's father-in-law is looking at my phone. I didn't notice, and my girlfriend tells me to stop. I don't get why, so I finish what I'm doing before stopping. It's like 15 seconds max. She takes me outside to explain. She says it pissed her off that I didn't stop right away and that I supposedly shocked this person, that she didn't want her family to think she was going out with a pervert. I apologize for not stopping right away, but on the other side of the problem, I told her it wasn't shocking. For her, the characters are obscene and naked. He's like, but in my brain, that they didn't look lewd at all. He said, I keep telling her that this wheel game isn't that lewd, but she keeps telling me the contrary, or on the contrary, that the girls are almost naked and so on and so on. After that, she decided to dump me by bringing out a bunch of old stuff they've gone through, in short. He said, do you think these images are so obscene? And they showed the images. I'm not going to pop them on the screen or nothing, but, and he said, am I the a-hole?
Oh.
So, what do y'all think?
I don't think he's the a-hole. But
honestly, you know what?
Here's
to
the thing.
me, it might depend on the pictures.
Here's the thing. You probably should just not do that
Yeah.
at the table where everyone's at.
Like
Because you're gonna get those
Wait, I want to see.
looks.
Oh, that's fine.
That's funny.
Yeah, see, that looks tame, but if it's the game that I'm thinking of, it can get a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really play these gacha games because most of the time they are just that
Yeah.
like the over sexualization of
Yeah.
like anime waifus
And money and
stuff.
money and money
Yeah,
and money. Yeah.
and-
Bikini armor and yeah.
But yeah, it's just I don't know, man. It's like I don't think he should have done it at the table.
Yeah.
Um,
But I don't think that deserves getting dumped.
Right?
That's a little. You
Well-
know what it is? He was probably already thinking about doing
I was going to say there was probably already something
She's
there
probably-
because
Well,
this
well,
was
she-
just
well,
like the end
yeah,
of
but she says she brought up some other stuff, right? So
yeah.
like,
Yeah, so she
old
was
stuff from the
already-
past. Or,
Yeah.
He said old files, but he did say thanks for reading. Sorry for my English. So he probably meant another word but I was just assuming old things.
Yeah.
He said she brought up old files. I was just assuming, old
Yeah.
issues, whatever. But that
but
aside,
but it could be old issues regarding stuff like that. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like context is everything.
Yeah.
Context is
It's like
everything.
for all we know, this is like a problem.
and true, and this is just from his side of it.
That's true.
So you don't
We
usually
need
get
the full manila folder.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there any update to this?
We need. Oh yeah.
No update, but just.
But he did respond to somebody.
Oh.
The problem says the problem is not Nikkei Goddess of Victory. The problem is why do you have to do it at Christmas dinner with your in-laws? He said dinner was ending and everyone was on their phone. It was a web mini game, and I thought the characters weren't that obscene. They can't even read English. He said I showed it to my ex-mother-in-law because I knew she's open-minded and she wasn't shocked at all. So the picture that we saw, that's what opened on the website.
Yeah.
Not the game.
Not the game.
So
Right.
the picture. So I don't know if we're gonna put it on, but like the photo. This is the photo that we saw.
Just look like a
tape.
fully clothed maid.
Yeah, it looks like an anime made.
Yeah,
with like.
with nothing.
But
It's still completely covered. You can't really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
whatever.
covered,
Yeah.
The only skin you can see is her face.
yeah.
Honestly.
So I don't know. At that point, it's like,
But,
it's just the.
I think maybe she just had a problem with it.
At that point, it's just the in-laws having a problem. And again, if she's dumping the guy over it, she might have there might have been other issues.
Other
Yeah,
issues.
other issues.
Because again, if the photo that we saw is indicative of like what was going on, it really is nothing.
It was
At least to us, it's nothing. I'm sure there's people out there that anything even remotely close to something like that, you know, is a bad thing. Or maybe, I don't know, it could lead to like insecurities maybe about like how, like, because, you know.
I don't look like that.
Yeah, so. It's like, oh, well, I don't look like that. Yeah, kind of like, you know, I don't look like that. Is that what he wants?
Yeah.
And if that's what he wants, like, I can't do that. And then, you know, just leave, you know, stuff like that. But I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just like, I don't know, just don't, like, can you, like, just wait, I guess? Like,
yeah.
Or, like.
He definitely could have waited.
Yeah. Like.
He could have waited.
Like, because I don't know if that stuff is, like, time sensitive, where it's like, if you don't do it, then, like, you lose it type of situation.
Know,
yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
So, but I don't know, just wait. Like, or just, like, if you're going to do it, like, away from everybody.
Well, if dinner was ending, just get up to walk, take a walk, and, like, I'm going to go skate. And just like, oh.
Yeah, I'm going to the restroom.
Yeah. And then you're done, and that's it. You know, you didn't lose out on whatever game. I get losing out on stuff. You know, I play a bunch of app games. I don't want to lose out on spins and, you know, stuff like that. But yeah,
I don't know. I don't think he's the asshole.
That's more context is needed too.
Yeah, he did do something wrong, but it doesn't.
It doesn't
go all the way to him being an asshole
or being dumped. Like, man, not for that one issue.
Yeah, no.
All right, so this next one here is: am I the a-hole for saying my sister's baby names are horrible?
Well, it depends on the names. It really does. Like, I'm gonna
if it's like Starcourage the Destroyer, it's like, no, that's bad.
Okay,
that's not a great name to give a human.
All right. Well,
also, sorry if you could hear the dogs.
I do apologize. Try to cut it out. If you don't hear them, you didn't hear them.
That's Starcourage the Destroyer.
So, here we go. I-21F. I am not a 21F, but I-21F have a sister who is currently 18. My sister has always been into anime, especially My Hero. For as long as I can remember.
I can already tell where this story is going.
For as long as I can remember, we used to bond over the love
Todoroki Martinez.
You're not the a-hole. You're not the a-hole.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But recently it started to get annoying because that's all she would talk about. Yeah. I get it. My sister has a boyfriend, 20 male. Let's call him Jake. They have been dating for about 2 years, and my sister now has a baby on the way. Recently, we had a gender reveal party for her, and it turns out that she has twin boys. Oh, man. At the same party, we go to find out their names. Deku and Bakugo.
Oh, my God.
I was surprised at first. And then the party was over. When the party was over, I pulled my sister to the side and asked her if she was really going to name her twin boys Deku and Bakugo. I told her that those boys will have to live their whole lives with these names until they can legally change them. Yeah. And Deku means trash or something in Japanese.
Useless.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is what she told me. But she brushed me off. After a few weeks, I asked her again, and she got annoyed and yelled at me to mind my own damn business, and that I'm jealous of her because she was able to have a baby. Wow. Your sister's the okay. No.
Yeah, that's a little. We'll get to that.
Wow. Okay. Sorry. She says, I'm a lesbian woman that is happily married to my amazing wife. We have 2 fur babies, a black cat named Luna, and a black German shepherd named Midnight.
Those are dope names.
Yeah. And yes, I am infertile, but it was never a problem for us because me and my wife never planned on having kids. He said, after that, Jake started to spam my phone saying that I was being an a-hole for telling my sister, his girlfriend, her baby names aren't good and that I should worry about my own family. I explained to him that those kids will get bullied in middle school and high school for those names, and he has to remember those kids are going to be grown adults with lives of their own and not some pet or toy. Those names are going to impact their daily lives for 18 years, but he just started to cuss me out and call me horrible names, including really, the F slur and a whole bunch of other stuff. My parents are now telling me to apologize to my sister because they don't want the family to fall apart. I feel like I deserve an apology from Jake for calling me that and other horrible names, B-word, a whole bunch of other stuff. And so Reddit, am I the a-hole? No, I don't think so.
So I get where the sister's coming from. Because obviously she's looking out for the kids.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the sister who's asking this?
Yes.
Oh,
okay. The OP.
Because
the original post.
God, I'm gonna sound like the asshole, but like, those are not good names. Like, let's just be honest. Like, I wouldn't name my kids that.
No,
not because like the names are inherently terrible. It's just it's kind of cringe. Like it's a little too cringe for me. Like I personally wouldn't do it, but at the same time, I'm not the parent. So like the sister, like the person who posted this, is the asshole because it's technically none of their business.
Yeah. Yeah.
But is it the best decision? Probably not.
No.
But it's not for us to say.
The unfortunate part is it is the choice of the mother and father to choose the name.
Now, granted,
well, she's asking: is she the a-hole for telling her that though you shouldn't choose those names?
For
I don't think for that.
Expressing an opinion, no.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
for expressing an opinion, no.
I mean, because in reality, I think her sister is trying to do it. Maybe she did it wrong, but she's trying to do what everybody who hears that, our reactions just right now, it would be the same as if, and I'm not if I went and gave all my children, I don't know, Eastern European names or Spanish names or something, right? Yeah. Okay, people would look at me weird because it'd be like, well, now your kid's going to have to grow up with that name and they're going to have to explain themselves or, and it's like, now then this is totally off the wall because these are just from anime, you know what I mean? You're not Japanese, you're not, you know what I mean? It's like,
one of them is a nickname. It's not even the character.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Name. So in that aspect, I don't think she is, but yeah, she could have minded her business too.
because at the end of the day, it's the actual parents, like the husband and the wife. It's their decision to do that.
I jokingly helped my sister name her son, and she ran with it.
What was it?
And she wanted to name her son. I don't remember what it was. I was just like, I threw out the word. What was it? I threw out the word Darius. It was for something else because I was reading a book at the time, and this main character was Darius, and and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And she wasn't in that. I was like, his last name's going to be Lopez, and I was like, Darius Lopez. That doesn't really go together.
It's a little.
It's kind of. So I just threw that out there. But then I said, well, what are you going to name it? Like she wanted a middle name for him, so she was like, what are you going to name him for the middle name? And she started spouting off like movie characters and this and that. And it was just like, why don't you just y'all are gonna name him some weird name or whatever. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, yeah, cool, whatever. And they ended up naming him Darius Anakin.
Darius Anakin.
And Lopez. And it was just
no. That's no, but like here's the thing. We know somebody named Anakin.
I know.
Like,
oh, really?
Yeah. One of I don't want to like call him out or
anything. Okay, you don't have to.
But it's one of our friends, like I think either cousin or like the third cousin or something. Mm-hmm. They have a kid named Anakin. And I said that was a cool name.
What's the first name?
Personally, right? I thought that was a cool name.
Yeah.
But like when you like,
yeah, I don't know.
Like I don't. To me, that's not cringe.
It
like,
takes.
You know what? Okay, Anakin is not as cringe as Deku.
Right? Yes.
Okay, so
because
Yeah, we all know why. Yeah.
But like I said, I don't know. It's not like I don't know if the original poster is like in the wrong, like necessarily. I could see why she could be perceived as the asshole because again, it's none of her business or anything like that.
But then again, there was go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you can say what you want.
No, we're probably
no. But yours is gonna. I'm going on a different tangent. I want to hear.
Oh,
what
okay. No, I was just like the whole the boyfriend like cussing at her. And
okay, yeah. So I was going.
Yeah, that's why I stopped. I was
gonna say, yes, the original poster can be clarified as asshole because again, it's technically none of her business. If the parents actually want to name them that is their choice. However, I think her sister and the husband are out of pocket for saying like, hey, F you can't even have kids.
Yeah, and
calling them like slurs and stuff. That's not cool. That's not okay.
That's a little that's a bit much.
That to me is more messed up than just being like, hey, I'm looking out for like your kids, like your future kids.
And it's not like she was saying like trying to force them to do it. It's like, hey, man,
you probably shouldn't.
Yeah, that's not a great idea.
It's out of a place of concern.
Yeah.
Whereas like the sister's comments, they're out of pocket.
The
husband like for saying those things. That's not cool. And the parents kind of like being like, hey, can you just apologize? Like to like keep the family together.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like glazing over like I think some of the real issues because clearly it just seems like this is like a bunch of big. It feels like a bunch of bigger issue.
Also, something that the boyfriend said. It's like, hey, worry about your family. It's like that's her sister.
Yeah, it is the family.
And nephews.
That's her whole family other than her wife, right? I mean, that's all she has. Her wife and her sister and her parents.
And he said boyfriend, right?
What? That was the boyfriend.
Yeah, so he's not even married in.
Married into the family yet. Yeah.
I feel like it'd be less concerning if it wasn't like anime characters.
Yeah, if it was anything but that, right?
Yeah.
Like at least if it's like a movie name character,
Because
it's like, okay.
again, you Deku, that's a nickname, right?
Yeah.
Bakugo's not even the first name; it's the last name.
That's the last
Yeah.
name.
Like, so it's just
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I get it. I wouldn't personally do that. Granted, I do have names up here of like if I did want to have kids, what they would be. I'm not saying what they are. That's for me and for me only.
Cool.
Yeah,
but they're not.
You gotta throw it out there in
I'm
the
not-
world. You're good.
it's not cringe like
Yeah.
Deku. Like, and that's another thing, right? It's like I think we had that perception because like we just inherently think My Hero isn't, not that it's cringe, but like the fandom's kind of cringe.
It's a little, you know.
So like we're like when we heard that, it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
We all know where that's going. Yeah.
But they're such big fans. They're naming their kids after that. So
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of characters in there that would, if they would have went with some obscure character, I probably would have been,
Sure.
that's kind of
Slide
cool.
and go.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. Okay.
But it's also one of those things that's like, are people even gonna care?
Yeah.
Like, because like
Not in,
'cause here's
not
the-
in 10 years.
yeah, because here's the
Not
thing, like
in
My
10
Hero's like there's gonna eventually be a point where people are probably gonna stop talking about My Hero as much because like the
Yeah.
anime is about to end, the manga's already over.
Yeah.
Like who like and the kids that they're gonna grow up with, are they even gonna know about My Hero? Are
Probably
they even
not.
gonna care?
No.
Like-
no. By then, no. By teenagers in high school, they're just gonna think it's a name. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to see all the weird names that are going around right now for the kids that are going to be in high school in 14
Oh.
years. It's going to be bad. I mean, there's
Yeah.
lots of them out there. You're gonna have 20 Dekus in a class. Just imagine,
God.
you know, like so.
I don't know. I can see why people might say that the original poster is the asshole. It's hard to say. Like I don't think she is,
One of
or at least
the,
that's not her intention.
one of the somebody posted. It's said she could have called them Izuku and Katsuki. It's way cuter.
yeah. I mean,
I was like, that's funny. But most of the people are saying that she's not the a-hole. Most people are saying, you're like, you know, they weren't the ones growing up with weird names. You know, someone's like, if your family keeps pushing you, it wouldn't be unreasonable to start sending screenshots of Jake's behavior because she hasn't told the family yet.
oh, that'll change their tone.
I thought I said that, but I was looking up. I think maybe missed that dang sentence. But yeah, she said, for the kids' sake, I hope. And the girl, the OP posted, I'm not really worried about my parents. I just feel bad for the kids. You know.
Wait, because at the end of the day, like
it's their lives.
yeah, it's their lives, and like kids are mean. Like kids will target like
No, even regular sounding names, kids will somehow find ways to make fun of that.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, when you're having kids, it is your responsibility to think 20 years into the future, 30 years in the future. What are they going to put in an application?
My name is Deku Lopez.
Yeah, or
dude, imagine President Deku. That'd be crazy.
that would be super crazy. Hey, 40 years from now, you never know.
Yeah, so I guess our general consensus is original poster, not the asshole. The sister and the husband out of pocket for their for their comments.
Boyfriend.
Yeah, boyfriend.
Boyfriend. Sorry,
Boyfriend.
I think I've been saying husband the entire time. But yeah,
Goodness.
that was out of pocket. That was out of line.
That's
They
a
shouldn't have done that.
little- Yeah.
Whether or not whether or not she actually tells the parents about it, like, I don't know. Maybe there will be an update later on,
Hey, maybe.
and maybe we'll do a separate
when
video
did,
about.
when did they upload this?
That was. It looked like it was top. Let me see.
Wait, there should be a date at the top.
Yeah, I'm going up. No, it wasn't. It was not recent.
Oh.
My goodness. Or at least the comment looks like it was a couple of months ago.
We'll go to the original post.
Hey, man. 9 months ago.
Oh, yeah. So if they haven't,
Hey,
They have
been
not.
born.
They have not updated. No.
They've
yeah,
been
they
born.
would have been born by
They
now.
would have been born by now.
Oh, that's true.
So
But nobody's posted. Nobody.
Let's see public records. Is there any Dekus here?
yeah,
There's quite a few.
yeah. I would love an update to this,
I would love an update.
but we're probably not
I'm
gonna get.
gonna favorite that. Okay.
Oh,
But yeah,
all right, cool.
yeah, not the asshole.
All right,
Not
let's
the other,
check out another. We still got plenty of time. All right, so am I the a-hole for refusing to hang out with my friends because I always end up paying?
Oh.
So here's the deal. I, 28 male, live on my own and manage my bills responsibly. My money's been tight lately, but friends, let's call them Sarah, Mins, and Jake. Oh, what? Jake's had a bad rap. You know?
Jake's having it. Ooh.
Okay, have been asking me to hang out frequently, and I used to go along because, hey, it's fun to unwind with your crew, right? But here's where the issue comes in. Whenever we go out, whether it's dinner, drinks, or something casual, it seems like I'm always the one footing the bill. I don't mind chipping in or covering for someone occasionally, but this has become a pattern. They either forget their wallets, and he has quotations around it, claim they'll Venmo me later, or assume I'll take care of it. The last straw was a few weeks ago when we went out for dinner. They invited me, knowing or not caring that I've been stretched thin financially. We hit up this nice place, and they ordered appetizers, drinks, desserts. like it was their last meal. When the bill came, everyone just sat there awkwardly staring at it. Guess who had to step in? I paid because I didn't want to cause a scene, but I felt pretty resentful afterwards. When I gently brought it up later, they brushed it off saying it's no big deal or that I'm better off financially. Fast forward to now, they've been asking me to hang out again, and I've been declining. I don't want to keep paying for everything or feel like the bank in the group. I tried explaining how I feel, but they accuse me that I'm being stingy or not wanting to, spend time with them. Am I the a-hole for saying no and prioritizing my financial boundaries, even if it means distancing myself from them?
No.
I think there's a clear answer to this. It's no.
It's no.
It also sounds like you need better friends.
Yeah,
like
get better friends to where hey, split the bill, man.
Like there's because there's a difference between doing something out of like generosity and then like doing it because you're kind of forced. It seems like they're taking advantage. Of your generosity of being like, oh hey, you don't got it, I got you. This person is clearly like not the a-hole.
They're getting taken advantage of.
Yeah, because like, especially because like that story, like they went to some like higher end restaurant. They clearly, it feels like they thought out about what they were going to do.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, I'm gonna get the appetizers, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that. Like
Absolutely.
they clearly have this expectation of that's how it is.
See what the poster should have done was order something small and then say I'm going to the restroom and then just leave.
Well, no,
no, because that's not fair either.
What someone posted, like, you can just pay for yourself, not them. And someone said, I don't understand why on earth you would pay for the whole thing. You look at the bill, you say, hey, you tell your server, hey, this is mine, and I'm going to pay for that, and that's it. And they split it up, and that's it.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Is just get something, pay for that, and then
then leave. And
or like at the beginning, because most of the time at the beginning when they're like serving you, you should be like, oh, we're doing all separate checks. Like
say it. Yeah,
like
go hang out with them and say
say that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Or like if you're going to get drinks, like hey, we're doing separate tabs, stuff like that. There's ways to get around this.
Yeah.
But I think overall, your friends are assholes. Like,
yeah.
Like that's not a cool thing to do. Like they're like I said, they're clearly taking advantage of you, whoever this original poster is. And I'm assuming the comments are also you're not the asshole.
Yeah, most of them are actually pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
And there's a comment for like, hey, why don't you start doing crypto? That's all it says.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. But like, just
some random person.
Now, granted, like looking at it from like the other end, right? It's like, since you're not hanging out with them, like I could see from like on their end, them like maybe like, oh, you just don't want to hang out with us. You hate us, and it's just like, well, no, because again, they're your friends' financial problems aren't your problems.
Yeah.
You got your own bills to pay, and things that you got to do. You got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So you can't have them rely on you just because you might be doing slightly better than they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing.
But just at the same time, you shouldn't take advantage of your friends as well if they're better off financially than you are.
Yep.
Offer every once in a while. Even if it's one of those friends where it's like, no, I always got it. Well, at least offer sometimes to pay for
like,
it.
hey, I can pay, and they're like,
yeah. I don't see people. That's just
because there's been times when me and Vic, it's like, maybe we'll go out and we'll do something, and it's be like, hey, Vic, you're like, do you want something? Like, we got you. And
nice.
Vic the same thing. I remember we were at a local game store one time, and I was looking at one of the Pokemon things, and he's like, do you want it? And
I just got it for you.
Yeah, and you just got it for me.
Yeah.
And it's because that's just the kind of friends we are. Sometimes we just do things that are nice. Now, don't get me wrong. There have been times where like I've been like, hey, I bought this thing, because we do the pack openings.
Yeah.
And I do ask you guys for your part, because
Well, yeah, just contribute. Yeah.
That's why like at the end of this I was gonna be like, oh, Vic, actually you owe me.
I know, but I'm tight on money.
Yeah, and that's why I don't pressure you or anything, right? And that's another thing, right? It's like don't have your friends pressure you into doing it, because that just peer pressure, like that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like what it seems like they're doing, right? It's like they're being like, oh, I can't do it, you need to do it.
Especially if they're going in with the thought that, hey, we're gonna do this, let's go ask him.
Yeah.
They have to all be in be agreeable on this, right? I mean, it's like it's jacked up, especially when it's multiple friends. If it was one person, I could be, oh yeah, that's the problem. But when you have a group of friends that are the problem, it comes down to it. Find new friends.
Yeah, get some new friends. Like at the end of the day, that's what it feels like. Can you just read like one of the comments? I just want to see like.
Yeah. I have it right here. For using the Hangout. Yeah, here we go. All right, so.
Jesus, there's a lot of comments.
Tell them you will hang out with them when they reimburse you, and then send them a bill.
An invoice.
These people are not your friends; they are users. You worked hard to get where you are. You deserve better. Find new friends, not the a-hole. Let's see. Let's go up here. That's one I just said. Not the a-hole. Next time they ask to hang out, just say, "Hey, money's tight right now. I can't afford to go out unless someone who's willing to cover me or we do something free."
Oh, that's a good idea.
If they agree and pay, they are friends. If not, wash your hands of them. They are just mooches. And someone said, this is the best answer since OP doesn't necessarily want to explode the relationship. However, even if one of them promises to cover, they should be sure to be ready to pay only for their meal and leave if excuses come out when the bill is brought out. That's a good point too.
Or just like forget your wallet.
Yeah. When you sit down, just tell a server you'll be having separate bills.
Yeah. Hey, look at
Again,
that.
there's solutions to this. It's just, are you willing to do those solutions?
Yeah.
Because like the most extreme thing is just cut everybody.
Yeah.
And get new friends.
But if you don't want to do
if you don't want to do that, because like like nobody wants to lose friends, especially if you've been homies for like a long time.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants to. So yeah, just try to find these workarounds. Because clearly just talking to them about it is not working.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, original poster. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Not the a-hole. All right, we'll get into another one here. Am I the a-hole for quitting a game after my husband interrupted me? This one says, so long story short. Starts out like that, but it's quite a few paragraphs.
That is lengthy. Huh?
So, my husband has been trying to convince me to play Ghost of Tsushima for a while. Pretty much since it came out, and I finally agreed to play it. However, while playing the game tonight, he interrupted me during a standoff, and I missed a game guide tip that came on the screen. To be clear, I was in the middle of a standoff while he was watching me play, and as I was fighting, he asked me a question not related to the game, and I got distracted answering him while trying not to die at the same time. I'm not great at processing multiple sources of sensory input at the same time, which is why I don't normally play games like this, since they require the player to keep track of lots of different moving pieces simultaneously. It's very stressful for me, and I typically game to reduce stress. While I was fighting the enemy and trying to answer my husband's question at the same time, I missed a tutorial tip that came on screen and wasn't able to read it before it vanished. I honestly didn't know I missed it at first until my husband asked me if I had seen what it said. I told him knowing that asked what it was that I missed, but he refused to tell me. I got a little frustrated, but it's not the first time I've gotten distracted from something right in front of my face. And I asked him if it was something important I needed to know to play the game, to which he said yes. So then I explained to him that I had missed that tip, even though, and he smirked and said no, again with this smug teasing expression. And she said, are you really not going to tell me even though I missed it because I was talking to you? Can you at least tell me what it was so I can try to, about it so I can try to Google it? I asked. Nope, he answered. So I closed the game, put the controller down, and left to watch TV in our room. Now he's texting me that I'm overreacting by quitting and telling me to just play the game, and I'll eventually be able to figure it out. Thing is, with what little interest I had in playing the game is completely gone now. Yeah. Or what little interest I had. I didn't really want to play it in the first place. I was just playing it because he liked it and watch me play it. I don't think I can go back to it since the game auto saves and doesn't keep a backup. And even though I'm not super far in, I still don't want to have to start over. So, am I the a-hole for quitting the game?
No.
100% no.
You can choose when to stop playing a game.
Now, I don't. Do I think that the is the husband?
Yeah.
I don't think he's like a super asshole.
Yeah.
But like you're being petty. Like I don't even know if petty is the right word, but like you're being kind of annoying.
Well, I don't know. I think it's kind of like mean. Like really, like I've seen people like this, and it's like it seems kind of like it's like it's almost like he's picking at her, right? Almost like I know this thing, and if I wanted you to play this game, and now I don't want to tell you like that. That's just wrong, dude. I don't know. Like
that's a little weird.
I don't want to talk about people's relationships too much, but like Jesus, I don't know. That's kind of.
Especially a game that she is only picking up because you're interested in.
She said I play games to relieve stress. He said, but now that I miss important information, I don't even want to like. She's like stressing me out.
Yeah. No, I mean you can. Nobody can force you to play something.
Yeah.
Like
this kind of reminds me of a conversation that we had. I forgot what episode it was, where we talked about our like video games like getting too complicated with like buttons and stuff, and like how it can like actively like want to get somebody to stop playing a game. Yeah. This kind of reminds me of that. It's just like she missed one thing, and all of a sudden now that she doesn't have that one thing, and someone's clearly keeping that information from them, like she just doesn't want to play the game anymore.
Yeah.
That was also because the guy wouldn't tell her.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Right?
But even though she doesn't know it, and somebody does, and that person's not willing to help them, she just doesn't want to do it. Like, Because again, she's clearly not the asshole.
No.
Well, she gave an update. She said a few things I want to clarify real quick. I actually think Ghost of Tsushima is a great game. It's visually stunning, and the story, as far as I know, is fairly compelling. She said, but I'm autistic, and from a gameplay perspective, I find the combat system overstimulating and stressful.
Yeah.
So I never really wanted to play it through myself. Understandable.
A little bit.
A little bit.
But I can see where she's coming from.
Yeah. That game, yeah.
Play through whenever, okay. It's very unlikely I would have ever surpassed my husband in this game, like, gotten the full game, down. Even if I had played all the way through, I play games like this on easy mode and usually only clear the story and maybe some bronze achievements.
Fair enough.
My husband typically plays on hard or legendary modes when he games, and he can be a bit of a completionist about the achievements. So he's doing it on purpose.
Gamer.
She said I got over our disagreement fairly quickly, went to our room, whatever, and it was just a bunch of like her explaining what they talked about afterwards, and that's pretty much it. It went on to a whole like.
Jeez, that is a long thread.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is all update, like all down to the bottom. Yeah, all this.
Jeez, that is.
She gave one 8 hours after you update, 12 hours after you update. So she takes multiple.
Oh my god.
I guess go to like the final part of that update.
Final part.
Yeah.
Let's see if they broke up.
Now for the update. When my husband got home from work today, he initially tried to act as if nothing happened. I let him.
Oh, that's even worse.
I let him tell me about his day and listen cordially, but didn't otherwise engage with him. I'm usually very happy to have him home, so it didn't take long for him to ask if I was still upset about last night. Why bring it up? I had been dreading this conversation all day, and she said, yes, I'm still mad. At first, he didn't say anything, just smiled somewhat apologetically. This frustrated me enough to keep me going. Just to be clear, I want you to understand I'm not even mad about the game anymore. Like, yeah, that was petty and annoying. I don't know where you got off thinking you had any right to be mad at me for quitting. She goes through and says, you made it a joke of how important this was. I'm just trying to skim through. I didn't expect you to be able to say that much. I didn't really get it out perfectly word here, but I had been thinking about this, thinking about how I felt all day. She basically went through and told him like what her feelings were. We both stood there quietly for a moment. He seemed to be considering what I was saying. We don't usually fight, so we don't usually have to have talks like this, but it needed to happen. Finally, he spoke up and said, okay, so I know I owe you an apology, but what else can I do to help make it right? And she says, I just wanted a sincere apology and a promise that going forward, you will never try to, do that to me again. And that was all it took. He told me he was sorry, and I guess she just types everything out very, very detailed, but that's basically what it was. He eventually apologized to her, and that's it. This guy, okay, so this is, I'm not the OP. He was reposting from another.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But it was all her typings,
Yeah. Well, I guess he apologized for it, and I think he understands what was going on. But at the same time, there was something that you said in there, where I think or what the person said like oh they kind of smirked about it and like tried to like pretend like they didn't like upset them.
Yeah,
and I hate that.
Yeah,
because people do that to me sometimes. Like they'll either be mad at me or like they'll like be annoyed by like maybe something that I did, or they'll like upset me and they'll pretend like we're not like we didn't like that, none of that happened.
Yeah,
and that really irks me.
Nice. Someone said even at the end, OP's husband still is a pretty manipulative and very problematic from what she was posting.
right.
And I kind of got that too. Like maybe like it's like that, almost not really made it seem like it was her fault, but more along the lines of like just kind of just brushing
like,
just
you're
brushing it off.
overreacting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's that classic thing of like just get over it.
Yeah, get over it. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, no, totally not the.
Yeah, she's not the asshole. The boyfriend's the asshole. But I guess he apologized for it.
I guess they reconciled.
Yeah, so it is what it is. Yeah. Granted, they should have just not done that anyways. Like, just tell it's because honestly, it's probably like a button or something. Or
I think I even remember that clash. I think it's like the parry button. I think.
Yeah, it might be something like super freaking simple.
It was like a button.
Yeah, and just tell them. It's like, what do you like? Especially because they're doing it basically for your sake.
Yeah, and you wanted them to, and then you're going to be here and be mean about it.
Yeah, you're going to be mean and petty about it. Just like, oh God, this is you're the other person's the asshole. You the girl is fine.
Yeah.
All right, so I got one more here.
This will be the last one.
All right. So this one's, am I the a-hole for wanting to play video games? She says, I, 43 female, am a gamer, and my 49 male husband, not legally married, is not. We've been together for nearly 13 years, living together for nearly 10 years, and we have a child together, 6. Before we had our daughter, I would game here and there, but after having her, I don't get to do it as often. There would be times when I get into get to game a lot, whether it's a new game or revisiting a favorite game. Now, here's the thing. After having my daughter, I get busy with mother and wife duties. My husband leaves for work before my daughter and I wake up, which is fine. I get her and myself ready, take her to the sitters, preschool, now elementary. Like that's in the beginning. Right. Sitters in preschool, now elementary. I work 8 to 4. I'm a preschool teacher. After work, I go to pick up my daughter, sometimes go do a little grocery shopping or whatever errands that need to be done, or just go straight home. I get home, tend to the dogs, take them out, but this time it's anywhere from 4:45 to 5:30 p.m. depending. Sometimes my husband gets home at 5. Then finish with the dogs. If not, he gets home and then finishes with the dogs. If not, I do it all. On top of cleaning whatever mess is left from the night before, cook dinner and help with the homework, dishes, then help my daughter bathe in bed. By this time, it's after 8:30, where my husband would come home, depending on the time, and he would tend to the dogs, sit on the couch, and watch TV. I remember telling this to a friend of mine, and she said that I'm a married single mom. And sometimes I do feel this way anyway. So by 8:30 to 9, I would turn on my gaming console and play till late. I would have these moments once in a while. It's not all the time. Far and few between. Now, maybe about a month ago, I've been gaming nearly every night, and my husband isn't happy about it. He once said that he can't compete with my PlayStation because I don't lay down with him and cuddle when he's ready for bed. And today I texted how having a car is a pain in the ass since it was just at the shop for some repairs. And he responded with this: I don't know which is worse, a car or a girlfriend that chooses to play games all night and week rather than sleep with her man. After my daughter goes to bed, it's really the time I have to myself. So am I the asshole? Ooh, this is
Well,
it was a little bit. I think she was kind of stressed out typing this because some of the sentences she had like periods after certain things. So that's why I was trying to make it a full sentence.
yeah.
But I don't like. I mean, if she's doing all that stuff and then gaming after the child's asleep,
like if that's her free time.
Yeah, like you're tired, go to bed.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't get. What do you think? I don't know.
It's hard. Like I sympathize with the woman more. Because like she's clearly very busy.
Yeah.
Like it seems like she does most of the work. Somebody is clearly gets the notion that she is just basically a single mom.
Yeah.
Like, but she's with somebody. And there's people like that out there where it's just like, there's
my mom was like that.
Yeah. So it's like, if this thing like brings her some amount of joy, like out of her very long and like probably stressful day, I think she is entitled to be able to do that.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I think the husband, the boyfriend, I don't know. I think she's
boyfriend. Well, she says boyfriend, but she says they've been together for so long. It's all like they're married, but not legally. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's kind of like. It clearly seems like he, from like his perspective, he probably just feels like he's not spending enough time, like, or the wife's not spending, or the girlfriend's not spending enough time with him.
Yeah.
So he kind of like maybe like he probably feels like some sort of like neglect.
Yeah.
Well, there's an easy solution: is be right next to her when she's playing games.
Well, that's the thing, right? That's like it's like because like in the thing it says like he kind of just comes home and watches TV.
Yeah.
It's like there's ways to like maybe combat this. Like I don't think she's the asshole.
Yeah.
No.
But like I think there's ways to like work through this. Like maybe like just be there with her while she's playing a game, and like vice versa. Maybe she could just like watch TV with you.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's ways to like work around this to where like.
Well, I mean, clearly she has the child from the time she wakes up till the time she goes to bed.
Yeah.
I mean, he could spending time with your significant other isn't just because, spending time with your wife. I mean, you can spend time with your wife and child, and that's called time spent together.
Yeah.
And the child goes to sleep, and then you each have your own free time to where, and that's.
Hey, guess what? If the child.
And I was always been a big proponent of that.
And
like
if the child starts playing games, and then you're also playing games with your wife, you're a family that plays games.
Yeah,
together.
yeah. What's to get mad about that? That's freaking awesome. I mean, I've always been a big proponent of, hey, you got your stuff done throughout the day. You got your kids to sleep or got them at least fed. They can, at nighttime, they can have some free time to themselves, and you go do what you want. Go have some fun. Go de-stress. Go, if that's what your de-stressor is, cool. If it's reading books, go do it. If it's, playing games, hey, go do it. I don't know. That's
like I said, it seems like they're using their video games as like an outlet of like de-stressing.
Yeah.
And like just being able to like enjoy stuff that's not stressing them out.
Especially since she said that it was something she used to do a lot too, right?
Yeah.
So
it's clearly something that she's like, I don't know if like super into, but she's at least like into it.
Yeah.
It brings her some sort of joy. And I think everybody needs like that one thing that like brings them joy.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether it's video games or sports or reading or playing music, whatever your hobby is.
heck, just walking sometimes. Right?
Yeah, just doing something that makes you feel
Fulfilled.
happy and satisfied and good.
Yeah.
And video games is clearly that.
I agree.
So I think she's entitled to just do that. Now, granted, if that was all she was doing,
if she
True.
was, she then started
There's a different,
everything
There's
else,
a different,
then it's
there's
like,
another side of the,
but like she's probably doing it for like what, maybe an hour, 2 hours at most.
Well, no, she says she's played till late in the night. So I mean, yeah. But the whole point is like if it's just he's upset because it's like, okay, I'm ready for bed, so now it's you have to be ready for bed. It's like, come on,
man,
come on, go to sleep. You don't know what time she goes to bed. It's fine. Everything's done at the
sleep right next to her.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're in the same room. I mean, most people's computers are in their room or consoles or whatever. I don't know, but
I don't.
Again, context as well, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
is there any update to this?
This one, I don't know if there was
Or like any like added context.
No.
What's everybody else saying?
Oh.
I guess we won't figure out what everybody else is saying.
I was looking at it right before the screen turned off.
That's really funny.
Someone says, that they playing video games or like, de-stressing is very good, as a good thing. It's just as long as you don't let it consume you.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing, right?
I don't see no issue with,
Yeah, it's all in moderation, right?
Yeah.
Moderation.
Yeah.
Because like say she did all the stuff like she would do in the morning, like the getting the girl ready for that and preschool and all that, and then once she's done with all that, she immediately starts gaming.
Yeah.
And then like she's doing that until the very night. Then at that point, you have a problem.
Yeah.
But again,
it's like, hey, I did all my stuff.
Yeah, it's clearly like, hey, I did all this stuff. The family is accounted for, and everything that needs to be done in the house is done.
Well, not even just that. She takes her to the school, and then she goes and works for 8 hours, and then comes home and does dinner. It's like, come on, man. Cut some slack,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So.
Right, Badoo?
Yeah.
Janine.
Yeah. Clearly.
I always say.
Again, not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
But again, I feel like there's things that both the boyfriend and the girlfriend can do to like combat this.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't think it's miscommunication, but they're clearly not talking. It seems like the boyfriend's being passive aggressive about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, you should be doing this, but like, you're not. I think they just need to talk and like be like, hey, what is something that we can do to where we're both happy about it?
Yeah, do together. Yeah.
Just have a conversation.
Yeah.
But I think, at least from their point of view, they're not the asshole.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, that
yep.
was like 5 different stories.
Just something different.
Again, I don't know if we'll do this. We probably will do this again if we're being completely honest.
It was kind of fun.
It was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. Yeah.
I don't know.
You'd be a little more prepared next time, though. But yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I don't know.
Unless you notice, there's a few cuts in this video.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things where it's like most people will try to make themselves look better off than they actually are.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So we probably will never actually know the full gist of any of the story.
What's it called?
Yeah.
It's like the unreliable storyteller.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I mean, that's what happened in his mind.
Well,
yeah.
There was this quote that talk about wrestling again, from like a wrestling podcast when they were talking about something that had happened backstage at a wrestling event. It's like, okay, there's 3 sides to every story. There's the truth, and then there's the other 2 sides.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we will never know any of the full context of any of these,
Yeah.
even if they explain it to us like word for word.
Yeah.
Because again, it's from their point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're just giving our opinions on what the
What we
information has
saw.
been brought
Yeah.
brought to
from,
us.
From what we have read and heard.
Yes. But I guess with that, we will just get on to the segment that we do weekly, our weekly pack segment.
Ayo.
Now, we did go to the San Antonio Regional, and
did.
I was very concerned that because I went to a local game store and they did not have any like
They were sold out of
Yeah, they were basically sold out of
everything.
yeah.
What else is new, right? Yeah.
Greatest game of all time.
Yeah.
Concord.
Yeah, so basically, this is our weekly segment. If you guys don't, if this is your first episode, we basically roll dice to see who picks their pack first. I got 6 on.
I got 6.
Okay, so me and John are gonna have to re-roll. Vic's going last.
I'm not even gonna try it.
I got a 6 again, so I'm picking first.
Lame.
Now, in a plot twist, I got 3 different packs, because they just had an abundance of everything, which was like a first. I never have the option.
We
of
had
choice.
choices.
Yeah, we never had options.
amazing.
And I did let Vic pick. I let Vic pick the packs. So we have Wine Crown Zenith, a Lost Origin, and a Surging Sparks.
Nice.
So since I'm picking first, I think I will go with Crown Zenith.
Cool.
So John, you get a pick.
Going Lost Origin.
Okay. So for another added context,
Whoa.
well, first off, the scores are 2, 0, and 3.
Yes. Correct.
I'm currently in the lead, but that doesn't stop Vic because Vic just wins in the end.
Yes.
I get the bonus stars at the end of Mario
but-
Party.
Here's the thing. For John and me, these are the old Sword and Shield packs, so there is a card trick. So, John, you have to be very careful.
What do you mean?
There's a card trick, so you have to move certain cards to the front.
Yeah, is it 2 or 3?
It's 3 to the front.
3 to the front. Yeah, I got you.
This pack was backwards. So I saw the first card.
That's funny.
So I will move. It's 1, 2. I think it's 4, actually.
Think
Because
it's
this... Yeah, because the 4th card's the energy.
Yeah, this tricked me too because it's in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so remove the code card.
Yep.
And
Code
then
card?
move 4 to the front. Yeah, I can see that was the energy.
Basic fighting.
Yeah. And as always, all the code cards will be somewhere right here. You'll have 3 different sets, so that'll be cool.
Oh, they all look different.
Oh, I think that's good news for you. If there's a bend, because that might be from the hollow foil. All right. But I will go first. I have Aluxio,
Nice.
Trekking Shoes, Shaman, Energy Search, Scyther, Riolu, Young Goose, Cherubi, a Rescue Carrier, and a Lipard. So I didn't get anything.
Ooh. All right. Maybe we can catch up here. So I got a Mirage Gate, Torkoal, Arezu, Lickitung, Slugma, Clefairy. I said Slugma.
We're immature. Sorry.
Apom,
That's
Spinnerack, Poliwraith, and a Gudra V.
Yeah. Okay, so
Nice.
John has 3 now.
I am
So
at
me and
3.
John are tied. Vic can at least get 1.
Why do you say that?
Because it's funny.
I'm
dude.
not gonna get any now.
Nah,
God
Vic,
damn
it's
it.
the 3rd episode of the year. Is it the 3rd episode? 4th? 3rd. 3rd.
Third.
It's the 59th.
Yeah. What?
All right,
Let's just hope. That's all we can do at this
I
point.
got Wattrel, Simisear, Esper, Shellos, Pasho Berry, Armarouge.
Yeah, Marouge.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Azumarill, Capsicid.
Yeah.
Hey, Koraidon and Qianpao.
Okay, well, Vic didn't get anything again.
Story of my life.
Oh, this is so funny. That's actually insane.
That is hilarious.
That's
Let me
actually,
see- let me see 'em.
but here's the thing, Vic. You can't get mad at me because you picked the packs.
I did.
You did.
These are all your
I did
decisions.
pick the bags.
But anyway, I guess now we're at 3, 0, and 3. Don't worry, Vic. It'll be watch. We're getting all the stuff right now, but you're gonna go on a hot streak of stuff.
See, you're saying it, and now you're tempting fate.
You're saying it, but I don't think you believe it.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be in the end back in next December, and Vic's gonna open like
Yeah, Vic's gonna- we're gonna
20
get-
hits in a row and then beat us.
Look, here's the thing. If we get to the point where we're like at like 26, 26, and Vic's at like 12,
0.
No, like 12. We'll just buy him a booster box at that point. We'll get him guaranteed hits.
If we get to 26, 26, and 0, oh man,
If I'm 0 by the time of that, I'm just gonna kill myself.
Okay, we're not gonna do
Just
that.
bleep that out.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
I'm gonna
Metaphor.
metaphoric in Minecraft. In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
Anyway, Jesus. Okay. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this podcast, if you enjoyed these stories, let us know.
Let us know,
Let us know in the comments if you agree with what we think, or just what your opinion of those stories are. It'd just be really interesting.
Yeah.
Like I said, we probably will do this again. At some point, I don't know when, but we'll do it again. Probably
When we don't have anything else.
Yeah. Well, when nothing else is going on, we'll probably bring this up again.
If you are out there, comment. Let us know what you want to see next.
And if you were one of those Reddit stories, and it feels like there should be an update, please update us. I think it'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Like I want to know if Deku and Bakugo exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. If you got like birth certificates with their actual names on them, that'd be amazing.
I mean, don't send us the birth certificate.
No. We don't want it. We don't want it.
But anyway, that's it for this podcast. My name's Ben Rubin.
I'm Vic.
And I've been John.
And we will see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.